All right. So if you have a tennis ball, you're going to use it to put under your foot and start to roll the bottom of your foot. And if you don't have a tennis ball, you're going to massage the bottom of your feet and stretch out your toes. And so if you're using your hands, you're going to go into the center of your foot and pull out at a diagonal. So what we're trying to do is stretch the connective tissue in there. And so you want to work your whole foot with the tennis ball or with your hand. And I actually like to do a combination of both, tennis ball and hand. And so giving some attention to both feet. And why? Because we want to stimulate our feet, get them ready for what we're going to be doing. Plus we kind of reach all the different reflexology points that connect to all the different parts of the body. So make sure that you're giving both feet the same amount of attention. If you haven't switched feet, you definitely should switch feet by now. And then when you're done with your feet, I want you to run your fingers or the tennis balls around your ankles and then up your lower leg and all the way up your upper leg, right up to your hip. And you're using your fingertips and kind of pulling along your limbs. Again, the idea, stimulation, and we're moving from the outside in, right? And some of you might even find that a practice like this, while it's not stretching and stuff, it's actually very soothing and stimulating at the same time. Now, when you're done with your legs, you're going to interlace your fingers and press your hands away from your body. So my arms are long and I'm pressing my hands away. If your fingers don't work like that, you're going to press your hands towards one another like this. And we're going to reach those arms up overhead. And your butt's going to stay on the ground. So if you feel yourself lifting your butt off the ground, you're going to press it back down to the ground. So you're going to inhale, reach over to the side. Inhale back to the center, exhale to the second side. Inhale back to the center. We're going to bring those arms down in front of you. And then you're going to move one wrist on top of the other. And there are different ways that you can do this. I'll show you some variations. You could hold and pull your hands towards yourself. I like this way, it's not as intense. And then, just like we did with the legs, you're going to sweep one hand from the hand up to the shoulder on both sides. Again, waking up, stimulating the body at the same time that we're soothing it. And then shake out your hands a little bit. And I want you to take a moment to just focus on your breath. So you could put your hands on your body like we've done in the past. Inhale, nose, chest, belly. Exhale, belly, chest, nose. Or you can use that breath that we learned last week, Ujjayi breathing, where you're like closing the back of the throat, but your mouth is closed, right? Like we did the fogging up of the mirror, and then you do that same thing, but you do that with your mouth closed. But choose a breath, become aware of your breathing in and out, notice how your body's feeling in this moment, and think about how you want to feel when we're done with our practice today. And then once you have come up with your intention, you might bring your hands to your heart center, bow the head to the heart, heart to the earth, or you might just be ready to begin. And we're going to come up to standing. So come on up. And you are going to make your way towards the top of your mat if you're on a mat today. and feeling your feet on the ground. We're going to inhale the arms up in line with the ears and exhale, bring them down. If it feels safe, you're going to come up onto your toes. Inhale up, arms extended, exhale down. Moving with your breath. If you stumble a little bit, no big deal, you just continue on. And we're trying to synchronize movement with the breath. Now, next time you exhale down, we're going to pause for a moment. You're going to take another breath. Now the feet are going to stay flat. We're going to inhale, arms up, and exhale into a chair position, making sure you're engaging those lower abdominals and releasing your hips. Inhale up, exhale down. Just moving with your breath. Inhale is up, exhale is down. One more time. Now, after you exhale down, we're going to come to neutral one more time. We're going to put kind of those two moves together. And if it's not safe, just keep your feet flat. The inhale, arms go up, heels come up. Exhale, you're going to come into a balanced chair. So the heels stay up if possible. And we're going to hold the position, but you continue to breathe. Make sure you let those hips go and make sure that you're using your abdominal muscles so the stress isn't on your back. Now on an exhale, we're going to take the heels to the ground and come down, slide into a forward bend. And then the inhale is going to be halfway up. Exhale in towards your legs. And if your legs like to be bent here, that's absolutely okay. Moving with your breath, inhale halfway up. Exhale in towards your legs. Next inhale, let's slide all the way up. And now you're going to come towards the front of your mat. Hands are at your side. You're connecting with your breath. So we're going to do a part of the sun salutation. Most of you will recognize this. So the inhale, arms come up in line with the ears. Exhale, come down into your forward bend. Inhale, you're going to step back with your right foot. And we're going to keep the hands on the ground. And then you're going to place the left hand onto your thigh and bring your belly towards that inner thigh. And then possibly reach that left arm up towards the sky. Now I want you to engage your legs here, right? So that means you're isometrically pulling one foot towards the other. And I want you to unweight your bottom hand. So now, before we do anything else, make sure your belly is towards your inner thigh. If your left foot is forward, the right hand is on the ground, okay? If your left foot is forward, right hand is on the ground. Now engage those legs, because what we're gonna do is reach that right hand forward, left hand back. Breathe and focus. Very carefully on an exhale, that hand comes down, right hand down, left hand up. Exhale, both hands back onto the ground. Now take a nice big inhale. On your exhale, you're going to step back with that foot and slide into a down dog. And you might keep your knees bent. And remember, down dog is like an upside down V. Your body and your arms make one line and your legs make the other. Now you're going to step forward. So you're going to lift up that right leg and sweep it forward. So now we're in a lunge on the second side. Now the left hand's going to stay on the ground, right hand on the thigh, belly towards the inner thigh. If it feels comfortable and safe, you're going to reach that right arm up towards the sky. Keep breathing. And again, isometrically pull your legs towards one another and consider lifting that left arm, bringing it forward, right arm comes back. Now, another option too would be to have your left knee on the ground, right? So on an exhale, left hand comes down. Breathe again, right hand comes down, nice big inhale, exhale, step forward. Inhale, reach for the sky. Exhale, hands to the heart center. So we're going to do that a couple of times. This time we're going to do it without the twist. So hands are at the heart center. Inhale, reach for the sky. Exhale, come into your forward bend. Inhale, right foot back into your lunge. Exhale, you're going to step back with that left foot and come into your down dog. Inhale, you're going to step forward with the right foot. Exhale, left foot forward. Inhale, reach for the sky. Exhale, hands to the heart center. You're probably seeing this. This is a variation of a sun salutation. We're going to do it one more time. You can probably feel your heart rate building up, your breathing rate changing. So just notice, connect with your breath. Remember, if your breath gets out of control, you need to slow down. So on an inhale, hands to your heart center, reach up towards the sky. Exhale into your forward bend. Inhale, step back with the right foot. Exhale, left foot comes back and you slide into your down dog. Inhale, right foot forward. Exhale, left foot forward. Inhale, reach for the sky. And exhale, hands back to the heart center. And you're going to pause for a moment, notice how you're feeling. Now, I want you to come towards the front of your mat, and your feet are going to be about hip width apart. Your left foot is going to stay right where it is. And I want you to step back with the right foot, but you're going to keep it hip width apart. So we're not trying to have our feet in a straight line. So you step back with the right foot. So now you have left foot forward, right foot back, and you're going to pull your feet towards one another, trying to keep your hips as even as possible. So now inhale, you're going to bring your arms up and bend that front knee. Exhale, you're going to straighten the leg, bring the hands down. Inhale, knee bends, arms come up. Exhale, arms come down, front leg. So the only leg that's bending and straightening is your front leg. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale, bend the front knee. Exhale, straighten the front knee. So the arms are going up and down, and that front leg is bending and straightening. And you're moving with your breath. Breath is synchronized with your movements. One more time. And next time you exhale and your arms are down, you're going to step that back foot forward. You're going to pause if you need to. I'm just making sure nobody's waiting to get in. All right. Now, again, your feet are hip width apart, and you're going to slide that left foot back. And remember that your feet are still hip width apart, right? Both feet are pointing forward somewhat. Your back foot might be turned out just a little bit. You're going to connect with your breath, pull your feet isometrically towards one another. And then you're going to inhale, knee bends, arms come up. Exhale, knee straightens, arms come down. Moving with your breath. You make this movement as deep as you'd like it to be. And you pay attention to your breath, because that gives us a lot of information. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale, knee bends. Exhale, knee straightens. One more time. And after your exhale, your arms are down. You're going to step that back foot forward. And again, you're going to pause for a moment, roll through your shoulders. And we're going to revisit a pose that we did last week, Garudasana, or eagle pose. So you're going to make like cacti. Remember, your option, if the arm movement doesn't work for your body, Your option is elbows, forearms, palms together, and lift those elbows up. So you're going to try that right now and see how that feels in your upper back body. Okay? Or you're going to bring right elbow to center, left elbow over top, backs of the hands or palms together, lift those elbows up off your chest. Sit back into that chair position we were in before. Make sure that you are comfortable, no discomfort in that back body, and you're going to step over with your right foot. That foot could stay connected to the ground, could be lifted, or it could be wrapped around your leg. Don't let your standing leg straighten up. You want to keep the bend in your knees. Continue to breathe. And remember, you're focused, even though your hands are in front of your face, you're focused on a spot, a non-moving spot in front of you. On an inhale, we're going to release arms and leg and exhale down. Roll through your shoulders, shake your hands, do whatever you need to do to release any tension. So you probably notice in this pose, we kind of bring everything all tight together and then we release it, right? So make like cacti. We're going to do the second side. Left elbow to center, right elbow to the top, backs of the hands together or palms together. Or you're doing elbows, forearms, hands. Keep breathing. On an exhale, sit back into your chair. Again, you're going to keep the legs bent and you're going to bring the left leg over top. Maybe that left foot is connected to the ground or lifted or wrapped around your leg. Your standing leg is still bent. I see some straight legs. Keep breathing. And again, you're focused, you're breathing. Even though you may want to be holding your breath, on an inhale, we're going to release. And exhale, limbs down, roll through your shoulders. Now from here, we're going to find our strap. So anything that allows you to be able to hold on to your leg in a different way. So you're going to take the strap around your right foot, feel your left foot on the ground, and now you're going to walk that right leg forward and you're going to walk your left hand down or your right hand down the strap, right? So I'm going to turn to the side. So same side hands on the strap and the leg, right? So everything's on the same side. And notice what your body may want to do to try to hold that leg up there. Keep breathing. It would be okay to come to a wall. Now, very carefully, you're going to start to open that leg out to the side. Moving slowly, long, smooth breaths. Remember, grabbing onto, back of a chair or something else would be okay. Now, leg back to center, foot comes back to the ground. And some of you may have noticed when we come onto one foot, it makes it so some of us want to hold our breath. So just notice when that happens and keep breathing. So again, now we're switching to the left foot. The strap's on the padded part of the foot, so you're not squeezing your little toe. You're going to walk that leg straight up. Walk your left hand down the strap. Right arm maybe is out, extended to the side for balance, and you're going to slowly start to open that leg out to the side. And you may notice one leg opens more easily than the other. Keep breathing. Come back to the center, and the foot comes down. Very nice. Let's try it again. So strap on the padded part of the right foot. You're going to walk your right hand down the strap, left arm out to the side for balance, and then very carefully, slowly, starting to open that leg out to the side. Don't contort your body to make the leg open more. You're going to come back to the center and carefully place that foot on the ground. We'll move to the second side. And again, leg walks up, hand walks down the strap, right arm extended out to the side. You're going to open that leg out to the side. Keep breathing. Nice focus. Come back to the center with your leg. Foot comes down. You're going to place your strap off to the side where it's not in the way. Now, for some people, when we start to use straps, they stress out their hands. So I want you to interlace your fingers, and we're just going to roll through the wrists a couple of times in each direction. And this is nice to do anyway because we use our hands so often for so many different things. Okay, and then you're going to undo your hands and you're going to flick your fingers. Okay, and roll through those shoulders one more time. All right. So make sure, like if you need to take a sip of water, do that. Take a couple of nice deep breaths. We're going to go back towards the front of our mat. Hands to your heart center. And this time, you're going to bring your hands down to your thighs. Inhale is going to be up. Exhale, you're going to come halfway down. Bend your knees if that feels better. Now we're holding the position. And here, I want you to explore. So you're going to take one hand and put it on your lower abdominals below your belly button. And you're going to breathe and notice what you feel in your lower abdominals as you're breathing. See if you can feel when you're using those muscles, or if you're using those muscles, and if not. Now an inhale, come on up. Exhale, this time we're going to go all the way down to the ground. And again, bend your knees if you need to or want to. Now you're going to bend your knees enough so that you can get your hands onto the ground, and you're going to center your left foot in between your hands. You could have your hands on some blocks. And we're going to lift up that right leg. And you might have it parallel to the ground. And make sure those lower abdominals are engaged. And you're going to explore the possibility of lifting your hands off the ground, maybe taking them onto your leg, maybe not. Maybe you just come up onto your fingertips. Keep breathing. And then you're going to bend that knee, put that foot down on the ground. You're going to shift sides. So now center your right foot, lift up your left leg, flex that foot so your muscles are engaged. And again, you're going to explore the possibility of taking one or both hands off of the floor. And you're going to keep breathing. And when you've had enough, the hands come down, you bend your knee, the foot comes down to the ground. We're going to take the hands onto the legs. Inhale, slide up. Some of you might feel a little bit dizzy after you're upside down. Now I want you to roll through the shoulders one at a time. Inhale, shoulder up. Exhale, take it back. Nice. Now we're going to step out into a wide stance. So it's possible, depending on the direction of your mat, you may have to, flip your mat around or your body. So now we're going to take the hands on the outside of the thighs. Inhale is going to be body up. Exhale, you're going to slide down towards your knee. Inhale up and exhale, second side. You're just moving side to side. And if you want to start to slide up the outside elbow, you can do that. Inhale, center. Exhale, slide down. Now, if you want to start to bring your vision towards that lifted shoulder and elbow, you're going to add that in. And you only add in if it enhances the pose, right? Now, as we start to move to the next piece, if you want to take that outside arm and reach it overhead in line with your ear, you can add that in too. But again, you're only doing it if it feels good. And we're going to do each side one more time. Inhale is always to the center. Exhale as you reach over. And we're going to come to neutral. Now, keeping your hands on your hips or on your thighs, we're going to inhale, body up, and you're going to start to bend your knee. And we want the knee to bend over the foot, right? Inhale up, second side. And we're just alternating sides. And if you have your legs too close together, if you don't have this wider stance, it's going to be harder to go deep at all. Like if I have my legs together and I'm trying to do this, I can't really get deeply into the pose. So if you find your knee coming way over your foot, you probably need a longer stance. And you're moving with your breath. Nice. Now we're going to use those hands. So after you finish your second side, inhale is up. You're going to take your forearm onto the top of the thigh and slide it down. Inhale up, second side. And you're noting, like, what's happening in your body and your breath as you're moving? What's happening in your legs and your butt and your feet on the ground? This is going to be our last time on the second side. Now we're going to add on again. Again, only if it works for you. Inhale up. Exhale, forearm on the thigh and your other arm in line with your ear. Okay, inhale up, second side. One more time on each side. Nice. Now when you come up, you're going to carefully step your feet together. And now you're going to bring your hands onto your thighs. You probably notice after we do things where we're stretched out, we bring our energy back in. Hands onto the thighs. Inhale, body up. Exhale, slide down your legs. Doing that a few times. Nice. When you come up, now we're going to make our way down to the ground. And this is where I'd like you to have your folded blanket. You're going to need whatever you used as your strap. And so you're going to bring yourself down to the ground. And I don't know if you remember, but I talked about being really careful about how we transition. So when you're coming from standing up down to the ground, you know, what's the easiest, safest way for you to get yourself down here, right? And then we're going to make our way onto our back body, and you'll see I'm grabbing my strap. So again, so now we went from standing, we're sitting on the ground. How do we safely get onto our back body, right? And so like for some of us, coming onto our side and rolling down and then rolling over onto our back can work. But you want to safely get yourself onto your back body. And you're going to find your strap. And you're going to recognize this pose because we just did it standing up. So you're going to take your strap onto the padded part of your right foot. And if possible, that leg is perpendicular to the ground. And you're going to walk your right hand up the straps. So you have both ends of the strap in your right hand. And then we're going to stretch that left leg down on the ground. Now your left arm is out to the side for balance. And I want you to be really aware, and some of you might even take your left hand and put it on your hip. We're going to slowly, and I mean slowly, open that leg out to the side. And if you find your left buttock coming off of the ground, you're going to bring your leg back to neutral. Right? So you're going to slowly start to open that leg out. And for some of us, that means if we have to keep the hip on the ground, that we can't open that leg too far, and that's okay. And you're going to press with the left foot just like you're standing on it. Keep breathing. Now we're going to come back to the center with the leg. Now we're going to take a strap in either hand. So you have one end of the strap in your left hand, one in the right hand. And we're going to bend the knee towards the body. And the bottom of the foot points towards the ceiling. So we're stretching the leg in a different way. Keep breathing. And then very carefully, we're going to straighten that leg. We're still on the same side. And now you're going to bring that leg towards your body. And again, for some of us, that's going to be a teeny tiny movement. So first we did it with a bent knee. Now we're doing it with a straight leg. Some of you also might like to bend your left knee and put that foot flat on the ground. That will allow you to stretch that leg differently. So always exploring what works for you. So after you're done stretching the right leg, we're going to carefully take that strap off, bring the right foot down to the ground, and then take the strap onto the padded part of the left foot. So again, you're going to take both straps into the left hand, bring your right arm down to the side, stretch out your right leg, and then you're going to put your right hand onto that hip. You're going to open the leg out to the side. And again, you're only going to go as far as you can without lifting that hip off the ground. If your hip starts to come off the ground, you're going to bring your leg back to neutral and start over again. Keep breathing. And it's always, always better to be gentle with yourself because it's easier to prevent an injury than to heal one, right? So we're going to bring that leg back to neutral. And now is when we're going to take one strap in either hand and bend the knee, the left knee towards the body, bottom of the foot towards the ceiling. Keep breathing. And then in your own time, when you're ready, we're going to straighten the left leg. And now we're going to bring it towards the body with the leg straight. And again, some of you will want to bend your right knee and put that foot on the ground so that you can bend the leg more. You explore and see what feels best for you. Keep breathing. Now very carefully, we're going to return the left leg back to neutral, bend your right knee, put that foot on the floor, take your strap off, and bend the left knee. So now you have both knees bent with your feet flat on the floor. And I want you to pause for a moment and notice which parts of your body you can feel connected to the floor. So like I can feel my feet in the back of my head, my shoulder blades, the back of my pelvis. You know, there's definitely a spot in my back body that's not connected to the floor. And then we're going to bring our hands onto our body. Inhale, nose, chest, belly. Exhale, belly, chest, nose. So we're taking a little rest before we move on to the second part of the practice. And this is a great time to reconnect with your breath and to notice how your body's feeling. Okay, so from here, once you're connected to your breath, we're going to take those feet off the floor and bring your knees towards your body and your arms are alongside of your body. So now the inhale, on your inhale, the legs stretch up towards the sky and your arms come overhead. Exhale, knees towards the body, arms back to the floor. Inhale, legs up, arms up. Exhale, knees in, arms down. Moving at your own pace with your breath. Now, next time you exhale and the knees are in towards your body and your arms are down on the ground, you're going to stretch those legs up towards the sky and take your hands onto your legs. And you probably recognize this because we do this often. So if our feet were on the floor here, we would be in a half forward bend, right? So now inhale is going to be body on the ground. Exhale, you're going to slide your hands up your legs and lift your head and shoulders. If that doesn't work for your body, then you might move your legs towards your body. Okay, if it doesn't work for your head and neck to come up. So inhale, body down, exhale, body up. And again, if it doesn't work for you, you might bring your legs towards your body, or you might bend your knees. Always a way to modify and figure out how to make a pose work for you. Remember, we don't fit ourselves into the pose, we make the pose work for us. So after your next exhale, you're going to bend both knees and bring them in towards the chest. We're going to do little circles with our knees, relaxing the pelvis, the back of the pelvis on the floor. And you'll go in circles a couple of times in each direction. And then we're going to bring the feet to the ground, one at a time, roll over to the side, and you're gonna lift yourself up. And you're gonna make your way onto your hands and knees. And we've been here before. The wrists are slightly in front of the shoulders, knees slightly behind the hips, lower abdominals engaged. Inhale, body up. Exhale into your child's pose. Moving at your own pace. Inhale is up. Exhale, down. This is like for people who have lower back pain, this is one of the poses that I recommend to them that they do every morning and every evening. Now, next time that you're down in your child's pose, you're going to shift your hips over to the right and walk your hands over to the left. So we're stretching through the whole side body. And you're only going as deeply as it works for your body. Keep breathing no matter what. On an inhale, you'll come back through the center and then take the second side. And again, on an inhale, come back through the center. And you're going to shift your hips over to the side. We're going to sweep the legs out in front. Now, this is one of those places, if you're sitting here, right, this is a pose all by itself. It's called staff pose or Dandasana. If you're here and your body starts to round back because of how your body is made, which happens in quite a few of us, you can take your folded towel or blanket and sit it under your sits bones, right? And what happens there is your pelvis tilts slightly forward and you can bring your shoulders back and sit up nice and tall. Okay? So now I want you to connect to your breath. So here, this is the third time we're in this same position. Do you recognize it, right? We were just doing this laying on the ground when we were sliding our body up our legs. Now our legs are on the ground. The first time we did it, our feet were on the ground, right? So 3 different times in the same position with gravity holding us in a different way. So now your feet are flexed so that your muscles are engaged in your legs. Your hands are on your legs. Inhale, body up. Exhale, slide down. Inhale, back up. Moving at your own pace. Now, for some of us who have really tight hamstrings, it might feel better to bend your knees and slide down between your knees. Because this movement, so this is not the movement moving through the head and shoulders. The movement is from the pelvis. So if you find yourself just moving up here, then you need to bend your knees so that you can actually bend through your pelvis. gonna do it one more time. And then come on up. Now, you're going to take your right foot and you're gonna bring it in so that your foot is planted on the ground and your knee is pointing up towards the ceiling, okay? And you're gonna take that same side hand behind you. Looks like all of you have your right leg, right? So your right hand's behind you, right knee is bent, left arm reaches up towards the ceiling. Nice big inhale. And you're gonna exhale, belly comes towards the inner thigh, and we're gonna twist. Now, some of you might take your elbow to the outside of the knee. Some of you are gonna hold on to the knee with your hand. Always making sure that you can breathe easily. So when our body is twisted, it's harder to breathe. So take a nice big inhale and exhale and notice how it feels in your rib cage and diaphragm as you're trying to breathe fully. Now, nice big inhale here. On the exhale, we're gonna come back to center. You're gonna stretch out that leg and bring in your left foot. And again, left hand is gonna come behind you, right arm up towards the ceiling. Nice big inhale. As you exhale, wrap around your leg with the hand, or you can take your elbow to the outside, only deepening if it enhances the pose. Long, smooth breaths. Now again, check in. How does it feel to breathe in this twisted position? So again, nice big inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, come back to the center. And now, I want you to pause for a moment. Notice how you're feeling. You're gonna bring the hands down onto the ground in whatever position is good for you with the elbows bent. And this is a little exploration. I want you to just lift one knee up and notice how that feels to lift that knee up. And you're just gonna alternate feet, right? Now you're gonna lean back. So we're on our pelvis here, right? You're gonna lean towards the back of the sits bone and lift both feet up off the ground. It's a lot of work, I know. Options, you could be on your elbows and you could even be flat on your back, okay? You're gonna stretch out one leg, bring it in. Stretch out the other, bring it in. Keep breathing. And at any point, if it feels like too much, bring your feet down. You can slide your feet on the ground as well. Because as you'll often hear me say, it's much easier to prevent injury than to heal it, okay? So moving in a way that works for you and feels good in your body. And next time you finish your second side, place your feet onto the ground, roll over to your side and sit yourself up. Now this is where we are going to set ourselves up for a Shavasana. And so two things. I want you to check in with your body. Is there anything else that your body needs before we move into Shavasana? And if so, you're going to do that. And then for Shavasana, I'm going to give you a couple of different possibilities. And Shavasana means corpse pose. Some people call it final relaxation. So some options, if you have a foam roller, a pillow, a blanket, or a towel to roll up, you can lay down and place that underneath your knees. It takes a little bit of pressure off the low back. Some of you in class last week saw when we put a chair, I'm just going to grab a chair. You can put a chair under your lower legs. Now, the nice thing about being at home, like you don't necessarily have to have a chair. This could be like a sofa seat. This could be, you know, your bed, depending on how high your bed is. You can have your feet up on the chair. You want to make sure you're warm enough. You put your socks on. If you had a sweatshirt on, put that back on. Another option would be to just have your legs up the wall. So what I want you to do now is to find a comfortable position, get yourself warm and comfortable, and decide how you want to be for Shavasana. And I know that sometimes, people want to run out on doing Shavasana, but really this it's a key part. It's one of the most important parts of the practice because it allows us an opportunity to integrate everything that we did in the practice. So you're going to let your body become heavy on the ground, allowing yourself to be completely supported. Long, smooth breaths. You can have your hands on your body. That feels good to you. So as you settle in, long, smooth breaths. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. So start to bring your awareness back to your body, back to your space. And take a moment to notice how you are feeling in your mind, in your body. And remember, as we go through these practices, if any of the poses really work for you, I want you to jot them down so you don't forget what they are, and if you need to know the name, ask, or like I like to draw little stick figures. So as you are getting yourself back together, we're going to do a little breathing and focus practice. And so stretching in whatever way you need to, and then eventually bringing yourself up to a comfortable seated position, knowing it's okay to like sit in a chair or lean your body up against a wall. And just take a couple of nice deep breaths. And this breathing practice in Sanskrit, it's called Vrtti. It means even breath, right? And in other circles, it's called box breathing. And what's important here is that you don't feel like you're like forcing yourself or going without air, right? So we're going to start with a really small number and build from there. But like, let's say we start at 2 and that's the right number for you. I want you to stay there and not build, because breathing, even though it seems like such a subtle thing, it actually affects our nervous system very deeply and quickly. So the wrong breathing practice could make you feel anxious or really uncomfortable. Okay, so you're going to take a nice big in breath and then exhale. Then you're going to breathe in, 1, 2, pause, 1, 2, exhale, 1, 2, pause, 1, 2. We're going to do that again. Inhale, 1, 2, pause, 1, 2, exhale, 1, 2, pause, 1, 2. We're going to add on. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, pause, 1, 2, 3, exhale, 1, 2, 3, pause, 1, 2, 3. We're going to do that again. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, pause, 1, 2, 3, exhale, 1, 2, 3, pause, 1, 2, 3. We're going to add on. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause, 1, 2, 3, 4. Repeat. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Pause, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Pause, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to stay there for 4 more breaths, counting on your own at whatever pace works for you. If you want to continue to grow it, you can. So after your next exhale with a pause, you're going to let your breath go back to your natural rhythm. And then take a moment to notice how you're feeling.